Okay, here we are. I'm going to do a video doing the resistance checks of the throttle position sensor. What you're going to need is the throttle position sensor installed on the throttle body of the Ds450, and the reason why that is because on the back of here, this is a throttle position sensor. On the back is a slot that lines up with the slot of this shaft here. So if you do a resistance checks with this removed, that slot in there this whole rotating center can get over rotated one way or the other, because it doesn't have the limits that are built inside of this throttle body. So that's the limit. That's the limit closed, and there's also a limit open as well. So that's why it's wise to do it mounted on the throttle body. Then the other thing is going to be a digital multimeter right there, and the resistance specs are laid out right here. And the way I have this marked is the G, GGG, and the A are if you have the ECM adapter, which I don't have. So I just looked at the schematic and I matched the pins with the corresponding ECM adapter. So here we're going to do pin 3 to pin 2, pin 2 to pin 1, pin 3 to pin 1, and then these are going to be the resistance specs that we're going to hope for at approximately 20 degrees Celsius in these given positions: throttle idle position, and then wide open throttle position. And if you're working on the throttle position sensor still installed on the Ds450, your pin layout now is going to be 1, 2, 3. So that's the pins that you're looking at with the throttle position sensor still installed. First pins we're going to check are going to be 3 to 2, 3 to 2, and the reading we've got is 1.146, and the tolerance of 2 to 3. 2 to 3 or 3 to 2 is throttle idle position is going to be 900 to 1100, and we're looking at 1146, which is pretty close considering the temperature is it's a little bit colder here right now. Then at the wide open throttle position, we're hoping for 2300 to 2600. So let's give that a go. As I open the throttle right here and slowly see the resistance change, and at wide open we got 2.77, and 2.77 is just over the max of the wide open throttle position of 2600. I will call that a pass. The other thing to look for is as the throttle's closing, just kind of monitor the resistance readings, and as the throttle closes, the numbers kind of count down nice and slow, so that way you know there's no gaps in the throttle position sensor that are causing faults or opens or shorts inside the position sensor itself. So this one looks good. All right. So that is the check from pin 2 to pin 3. The next one is going to be, where are we at? We're going to be pin 2 to pin 1. So disconnect here. That is a 2.07, which is about 100 ohms over the max, and it's the same resistance in the idle position as it is in the wide open position. So I'm going to open this up, make sure there's no change. No change. Cool. Last one's going to be 3 to 2 or 3 to 1. .77, so about 100 ohms over in the throttle idle position, and at wide open, throttle, we are completely in range, 1001, and the range is 710 to 1300. So out of all the ones in range, that's technically the only one, but once again, the temperature is not quite 68 degrees here. All in all, I would actually call that a pass. And that is the completion of doing a throttle position sensor resistance check.